This is Love and Pieces. My name is Suzanne. Give me just a second and I will find our live so I can follow you on my computer. Always takes a second for my computer to find it because of the time delay. All right, there we go. Let's see. I may need to scoot that back just a little bit. Okay. Thank y'all for being here with me tonight. Last night we started something that I really enjoyed, and I kind of want to keep going tonight. I had pulled out some of my sentiments and just random pieces. This is my box of randomness. I pulled out some sentiments that I had that I wanted to use up, and I needed a sympathy card. And I really enjoyed just kind of that freedom and creativity. So I think we're going to keep going tonight. I've pulled out that same box. I've grabbed a couple leftover packs of ephemera from Random Pieces. These are little like cork stickers. And then these are some pieces that came out of the box that I really do know I want to use up. I think I need maybe 1 or 2 birthday cards for the month of April. And so if we can get at least 1 or 2 made, then that will be something good. That will be something that I need for this month. So I'm just working with whatever I have in my stash. I'm actually wanting to not pull out very much or create new pieces. I'm wanting to use up the bases and the scraps and the card fronts and the ephemera and all the things that I already have. So we're gonna try to do that. One of the things that I do that helps this is whenever I have random little pieces or random sentiments from other cards, I always hang on to them. And sometimes, like that was, this was a little extra piece when I was punching out for another card, and I knew I had a stamp that fit it. So I just went ahead and stamped some sentiments on these real quick. And I keep these handy. So I know I've got some sentiments in here for happy birthday and just a hello. So if you're not doing this with some of your scraps, that's a good tip. Just kind of make up some sentiments and keep them handy, and then it's real easy to pull out your leftovers and bits and pieces to make some fresh cards. So these are 3, I guess you could call them card fronts. They were in a card kit that was beautiful, but I wound up not using them to make the cards. And so now I definitely want to use them. They've been in my stash for maybe a year now. It's time to pull them out and get them and use them. They're just too pretty. Very nice gold embossing on it already that says I'm always here for you. And I've got some metallic gold cardstock. So I think I'm going to start pretty simple and just make a thin mat for this one, because I think that will shine through and make the butterfly really pretty. These are so pretty on their own. I think they'll kind of stand alone. So let's make these. Let's see what size this is. This is a, nope, that's a metric corner. Let me come down here. Can y'all see it if I'm down here on this corner? Let me scoot down just a little bit. Yeah, so this is a, looks like this is going to be 1, 2, 3.5 by 4. So if this is 3.5 by 4, I think I'm going to make this 4 by 4.5. And we can always size it down a little bit more, or start over with another piece. This metallic cardstock actually came from Dollar Tree. I think it's really pretty. Hi, Mari Sparkle. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me and chatting with me, getting the chat started off. I think that makes a nice border. What do y'all think? think that looks pretty good. What card base would we put it on? I have got, let's see, what have I got? I've got some plain white card bases. I've got some like darker cardstock card bases. Let's see how that looks. Thank y'all for being here with me and hanging out. Feel free to chat, and if you have ideas or suggestions, pop them in there. I have found that the creativity from people on YouTube is just amazing, and y'all have helped me change my ideas and come up with some really pretty cards. There it is with a kind of that neutral card, craft cardstock. That's okay. That's not necessarily grabbing my attention. So let's see what it looks like on a white card base. This is kind of that off-white, maybe a basic beige kind of color. So let's see. I'm not sure if that does it either. I may need some kind of card front behind it. Let's see what I got. Ooh. I have this. We saw it last night. Oh, that might be pretty. That just pokes out enough gold around it and then just put it on a plain card base. Ooh, I like that. What do y'all think? Is that too much gold? I can trim this a little bit if I need to. I think we're heading in that direction. I've got 3 of these, but I've only got 1 of these gold backs, so we can go a different route with the next one. I think we're going to use this one here. So this is, let me make sure, 5. Yeah, I think this is the exact size of my card base. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Yeah, so I'm just going to glue it down. I originally thought tonight's video would be refilling glue bottles. And when I went to pull them out to refill them, I realized they were already refilled. I've just been using the same one over and over, and it's almost empty. And I'm trying to finish it out, but let's see. I think I'm going to have to unclog it. It's got a little glue clog. So we'll just clean that out. Real life crafting. You know, some of the YouTubers that go live and everything is just perfect and lines up and, you know, they really know what they're doing. I'm always so impressed by them. This is real life crafting. I'm just in here on the fly doing whatever. There we go. This would have been a good chance to show y'all a tip on how to use the tape, tear and tape. Make sure I don't put it on upside down. To put on a card front. And use my brayer. I love this little brayer when I'm doing something edge to edge. I think it really helps kind of smear the ink around on the inside to get it right up to the edge. There we go. Very, very pretty. Is that a glue smear? That will be covered up by our, yeah, that was a little piece of glue, but that will be covered up by our front. And I think I'm going to leave it as it is. I like that wider gold border. So I'm going to glue metallic down, and then I'm going to pop that up so there's some dimension behind the wings. See if I can get this centered. looks good. Put my pins up before I stick myself. So what are y'all doing tonight? Just hanging out? Is anybody crafting? I'm in the central southern United States, and it is finally turning spring here. So today was a really pretty spring day. There was a little bit of wind and like it was going to storm, but I kind of like those days. Let's see. Let me pull my foam over here so we got plenty to work with. And we will pop these up. Last night we made 4 cards, and I think we were on for a little over an hour. So I'm not sure how many cards will get made tonight. I try to do about an hour. If I'm really in the middle of something or got a project I need to get done, I might go an hour and a half. But I'm just getting used to coming onto YouTube and doing live. So an hour feels like a really long time to be live. But I enjoy having people just hang out with me and chat. Hey, Rosa, thank you for joining. Glad you're here. I enjoy having people just hang out with me in my craft room and see what we come up with. Let's see, I think I want one more up there. I'm notorious for putting way too many pop dots on things. I love the foam. I love the dimension. So, yeah, that should work. Kind of want that butterfly to be pretty free. Now let's get the tags off, backs off. I'm just trying to use up some of my random supplies that are taking up space. I've got so many supplies, and I really enjoy like the small things, keeping small things to make either tags or ephemera or cards. I enjoy that creativity, and so that's kind of what I'm doing tonight, is just using up some of my existing supplies. Let's see if I can get this centered first time. That looks pretty good. I think that's pretty. That's very shiny. What do y'all think? Does it need some bling, or has it got enough shine to it already? Let me pull out a card front or card insert here. I mentioned last night that even when I do cards on a white card base, you know, some people only put an insert if the card base is too dark to write on with an ink pen. When you put layers on the front of the cardstock, it builds it up, and then the back seems really flimsy, and I don't know. I don't like that. So I tend to put an insert in all of my cards, regardless of the color of the base. And that just helps kind of make it seem more balanced. So the only time I don't really do that is with my Christmas cards, because I mail out like 85 Christmas cards. And I get tired of putting inserts in them. There we go. Smooth that down. There. And see, it just adds more dimension to the back so that it's not quite so flimsy. Yes, for bling? I think so too. I like bling. Let me pull out my bling book. And I know I've got some little gold like sequins I think would be really pretty on it. So yeah. Something like that. Just continue the gold. I always like to pull out a couple and kind of get some options. I've also got like these little pearls They look a little pink compared to that. Some off-white pearls might be pretty too. Let me keep looking for a second. See what else I can find. I'll lay us out a couple options here. Here are some little pearls, hearts. They're kind of that muted, almost like that muted background. Those are hearts. I might not use the hearts, but that's what I was thinking. Maybe some muted pearls. Not finding what I thought I had unless it was those. So, yeah, must have been those. So what do y'all think? The gold sequins placed around are the pearls, kind of the off-white creamy pearls, or we'll do the heart. I mean, we could do the hearts. That pale color is what I was thinking. I'm just not sure about the hearts on it. What do y'all think? The gold. I think we're on a theme here. I think you're right, Rosa. I think we will go with the gold. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think that's very pretty. Very elegant. So much shine. Very nice card. Good job. We're off to a good start. Let me lay that one aside. And I've got 2 more of those same pieces. And like I said, they've been in my stash for a while. I kind of want to use them up. Where's the other one? There's the other one. And I like that gold. I like that gold behind them. So I think we're going to go for another one. I was wondering if we could just put it behind the butterfly. If maybe that was a look. That one's a little small for it. We'll leave those gold up here because I figure we will use those too. Let's see, that one was 4.5 by... What did I say that one was? 4.5 by 4 by 4.5. Yeah. I'm going to do that same size again. I think that looks good. 4 by 4.5. And then I don't have another sheet of that gold, but I've got some other pieces here we could kind of look at. That's got butterflies on it. I wonder how that would look. Kind of covers up the butterflies. But that's still pretty. That's those same muted colors. And I could position it where the butterflies, there's butterflies at the bottom. What else have we got? I don't think I like it with the yellow. Sometimes gold and yellow clash. I say let's go for this one. And I need it to be a card front size, so let's see, what is this? Cut it to 4 1/4. I'll cut this side so the butterflies are trying to preserve the butterflies around the edges. And then let's take it off this end by 5 1/2, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this might be cute on this craft cardstock as a base. Kind of keeping a natural feel to it. Yeah, let's do that. I've got the smallest nozzle on my glue press because I'm very heavy-handed with glue and I need just that little bitty fine bead to come out. That works the best for me. Okay. And then I think I may cut this down just a little bit more. That was 1, 2, this is 3 1/2 by 4. So what if I did 3 1/4? 3 1/4. That just looks small. Yeah, I'm about to mess up. This is 3 1/2, so 3 3/4. That's what I need to do. I was going the wrong direction. Y'all are probably screaming at me. Math is not my strong suit. Not my strong suit at all. So let's take 1/4 off of this side, just to give us a little bit more of the background showing. And let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty. So I'm going to show y'all a trick with the double-sided tape. A lot of people don't like the double-sided tape because they say it doesn't give them wiggle room or a chance to adjust. So I want to show y'all a tip. I absolutely love double-sided tape. So I'm going to put it down on all 4 sides of my gold piece, on the back of my gold piece. What I like about the double-sided tape is you can go right up to the edge and you don't have any smushing out glue. Don't have to deal with any of that. Okay. So you go all the way around. I know it's hard to see, but you go all the way around with your double-sided tape and then put you a piece just in the middle. And now, make sure it's all pressed down good. And I'm going to take the middle piece completely off. So that's now sticky. But the sides, I'm going to start on one corner and I'm just going to fold it back about halfway and fold the piece out to the side. What this is going to do is give us a little bit of a handle to help position. And the fold, this lifted part of the tape backing, helps keep it from sticking until you get it where you want it. So now you've added handles to your piece and you can lay it down. You can see it moves because those folded pieces are keeping it from sticking. So you can position it where you need it. Got all the time in the world. You don't have to worry about the glue drying out on you. And when you get it where you want it, press in the center, because remember, that's where we had that completely unpeeled tape. So now it's stuck, and then you just pull off the handles and smooth it out. That is the best trick. I learned that from Natasha Foote. I learned almost everything I know about paper crafting I learned from Natasha Foote. She's amazing. She's out of New Zealand, I think. And I love her videos. So there we go. Now let's put the pop dots or the dimensionals on the back of this one. Yeah, that was a really life-changing tip. There's two things I learned from her: how to fill a glue bottle and how to do that. They changed my paper crafting and took away a lot of frustrations that I was dealing with. Like I said, I'm heavy-handed with the glue, and so I usually get too much and then it smooshes out, or I don't get close enough to the edge and the sides are peeling up. I was really struggling with gluing down pieces like that. And so that lets me use the double-sided tape. I think I've done a little bit better not going crazy with the dots on this one, with the dimensionals. Hey, Alan. Let's see, Eileen. Am I saying that correctly? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are playing around with some scraps or extras, or just random supplies that are taking up space that I want to start using. Oop. That one didn't position right. Hold on. Oh, it may be stuck now. I'm gonna have to try to get that up. It's too far over. The one good thing about the metallic cardstock is it doesn't stick quite so fast. Doesn't stick immediately. Try not to ruin my butterfly here. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try that again. Whew. I did not give myself nearly as much border this time, so I got to watch that I don't go too far over. There we go. Much better. Much better. And then just kind of lift the wings a little bit. They'll flatten out in the envelope, but if they've been lifted once, it'll kind of hold its shape. And then our gold bling. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I like that one. I like it as much as the first one. I think that's such pretty paper, and I think that was my last piece of it. So I'm glad we used it. Glad we found it a home. Thank you, y'all. I'm seeing the hearts and emotions flying off out of the corner of my eye, so thank y'all for that. I appreciate your support. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Okay. One more, and then we can move on to a different one. But like I said, I kind of want to... I don't want these to just get left in a box somewhere. So I'm going to go, that last one was, I think I'll stick to 4 by 4.5. That was my original. So we can always trim down 4 by 4.5. Why can I not read those numbers? There we are. Okay, I'll share a story with you. Growing up, my mother is the one who taught me to craft. And so I was a late in life baby. And by the time I was about 10, she was into her 50s. And so I never could understand why she would say, after dark, she couldn't see as well, or we'd be sitting there crafting and she wouldn't be able to, or sewing, and she wouldn't be able to thread her needle. And she was constantly having to put her glasses on and off. As a kid, I did not understand the reality of old person eyes. But when I turn 50, I'll be dadgum. I've got multiple pairs of glasses all over the place because I can't see after dark and I can't see to thread my own needle. And I think back now to, 40 years ago when sitting with my mom and I just could not fathom why she wasn't able to see as well. Hey, Marty. Thank you for being here. We are crafting with some of our supplies. Let's see, there's another one of those cardstocks. I'm just trying to use up some things that I already have and my scraps and trying to make some cards. I said I didn't have any more of that. This is a different gold piece. That first one, this was the first card we did, and I absolutely loved that gold back behind it. And this one is pretty too. They've both got their own merit. But I do have this piece of gold. Let's see what it looks like. You might be able to use it for this one. Oops. It's trimmed down already, so it's smaller than a card front, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's a different size, so I would have to trim this quite a bit. Let's just see if this fits on it. If I did that, I would probably have to trim this gold to just a very small sliver. What do y'all think? Is that getting the same effect as that first one? I'm also sitting here thinking I could pull out my embossing powders and I could make a background that looks like that first one. But I'm really trying not to do that. I'm trying to go with what I have. But that's an itch that's beginning to rise in me, is that I could remake that first one. I kind of like that. Thank you, Marty. Rosa helped with some of it. She was helping me pick out the bling. I think we're going to go with this background. Oh, I forgot to trim it. Eek. And I've already put glue on it. Eek, eek, eek. Okay. Let's see. Eek, I've made a mess. I have made a mess. I got busy and wasn't thinking about it. So it's cut at 4. I want to get glue all over the place, but I can clean it. So it's already cut at almost a 1/4 inch smaller. That was all that came off when I put it to 4 1/4, or to 4. So that's a 1/4 inch. Let's take this off a 1/4 inch, and that'll give us a standard edge. And oh, I'm gonna have to get in there with the I'm gonna have to get in there and clean that up. I just made a big mess. I just made a mess. But is it really crafting if you don't have glue everywhere and some ink on your face and a couple spare gems or blings sticking to you? Have you really been crafting if you're not a mess when you walk away? Right. And then this, so that's the card base. That was my front. So I need this element to be 2 clicks in. That's how I measure my standard bases. I've marked 4 1/4, which is a standard A2 card, which is what I make the most of. And then every time I want to do a layer, I just figure out which layer it is, and I scoot it in a 1/4 of an inch, and that's always going to give me an 1/8 of an inch around. So that was that standard. That's the front. This one needs to be at least here. It's already shorter than that, so I'm going to leave it where it's at. And let me get that glue off of it. There we go. So that gives it an even mat all the way around. I hope y'all have had a good week, a good day and a good week leading up to Easter. Our Easter is going to be really low key. I think we're going to stay home. We're going to enjoy some ham and deviled eggs and just chill. Have a really low key holiday, which is what we like. It's just me and my husband. His son lives in, his son lives in Illinois, and they have our grandchildren. So my stepson always teases me that I didn't claim him until he gave me grandkids, and now I claim him. He is a good kid. I say kid, he's like, 6'7", 6'8", and yeah, probably 30 now, 35, 30. Not much of a kid anymore. He'll always be a kid to me. Always be a kid to me. Where's my... thought I had a pack out. I've used them. We'll start another pack. Growing up, I was 6 feet tall. When I graduated high school, I was 6 feet tall. I've shrunk a little bit with old age, women do that. But I'm still like 5'10", 5'11". But in my husband's family, I'm the runt. So my husband is 6'5". His brothers are like 6'6", 6'7". I think he's the shortest one now. And my husband's son, like I said, is like 6'7", 6'8". So it's strange to be my size and be the runt. Even my sister-in-law, that one of my husband's brothers married. So my husband, there's just 4 boys in his family, 3 boys in his family. Even one of their wives is taller than me. Oh, you're 5'1", Marty. Yeah, all of my friends are on the not tall side, as I usually say, and so they're always teasing me that they keep me around so I can get the high stuff for them, so I can reach the stuff on the top shelf. Let's see if I can get this one centered the first time. There we go. That one may be a little crooked, but you know what? I still think it's pretty. And we've only got 2 of those left, but I think I've got another style that's just a little bit bigger. So we're going to continue with our bling. Yay, we used up a partial sheet. We get to throw something away. I love doing that. I love using something up. Probably. It makes me feel like my money was well used if I've actually used it and enjoyed it and not just stuck it in a box or something. I think these are the same ones, maybe just a slight bit bigger. Not so much that you can really tell, probably. We're going to put that one down here. Mutt and Jeff. See, the fact that you know that and would say that puts us in the same age range. So yes, we would, but we would get along well. Awesome. All right. So there's our first 3 cards. Pull all 3 of them back, because I just love those. I'm really pleased that we used up that. Got to use the butterfly and some of those papers. Those are really, really pretty cards. Yay. Good job, team. 3 cards in about 30 minutes. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. These are some inserts. I know I need a couple birthday cards, so let's see if we can do some kind of birthday card. And I think I've got, let me find my other ephemera stash. So these came out of a card kit, a Stampin' Up! Paper pumpkin, and they had these little candles as well. So I think I want to use those on the front of the card. This can go on the inside. And then, let's see, I know I've got a birthday. That would be cute with it. Make a wish. Let's see, I need another birthday sentiment. Let's see, I'm sure I've got them. Let me look at my other little, where did I put it? I pulled it out for us to use. Oh, right in front of me. Right in front of me. Let's see. I'm so happy to celebrate these moments with you. That could be good. Let's see. Why is it that always the not tall people find the tall people? None of my friends are. Now, in high school, one of my friends was as tall as I am. We were the two tallest in the school. And it was two girls. I'm looking for another birthday. But all the rest of our friends were short. Like, we were 6 feet and they were like 5'1", 5'2". Birthday, birthday, birthday. Let's celebrate you. That might work. What did he say? You're simply the best. Surely I've got some. Oh, happy birthday. That might be the wrong color. There we go. There's the happy birthday ones. Wishing you the best. Okay. We've got some options there. Yep. Let's see what we can do with this. I think that's the wrong color, so I'm going to put that one back up. But I think those will work well with those colors. Okay. Now for the card base. I think we can go with a white card base with these. Ooh, that's not really, the whites don't match. So we need to cover that up somehow. And this will be on the inside. Maybe we don't want a white card base. What other card bases do I have? Let me pull out some colored ones. Got quite a few colored ones, but I don't think any of them are in the right family. That white's a better match, so I'll at least pull that one out. All right, well, what about one of the card craft ones? I will not say that. At least not to your face. At least not on live. You'll sit on me if I do. I don't want you to come stand on my street corner and yell at me because I called you short. Okay, I think we're going to go with this white and this craft because they at least go match a little bit. This kind of looks a little rustic. So I know those are going to be on the inside. Now, what can we do on the outside? Yep. Marty and I hang out in a different live together. If y'all aren't familiar with Crafting on the Back 40, that's another Southern crafter. She goes live at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. And Marty and I got to know each other there. And Marty's thing is when someone doesn't agree with her or says to do something different than what she wants, she's like, I will sit on you. She comes and sits on us. Okay. Now I need something. I may not have thought this one out very well. I need something on the front that kind of matches those colors that I can decorate as the front. Does that? With the polka dots and kind of the designs, what do y'all think? Does that kind of look like it at least coordinates a little bit? Could that be the front of our card? If this is the inside of our card? I think that works. And then somehow we'll incorporate these little candles. I kept these because they're supposed to be candles, but to me they also look like pom-poms or fireworks. Let's see. And then, okay, I think we're building something. Now I need like a focal piece, some pretty paper. I wonder if we've got anything in here that'll work. Florals. Pull this over and let's kind of scrounge through here for a minute. See if there's a... I think these are all smaller ephemera type pieces. Not necessarily... Yeah, I think I'm going to need a piece of paper, not a decorative piece. Ooh, but that's an idea. We could put some flags on it. That would be cute. Got a couple doilies. Let me lay those out. I think that's all. Now I'm down to like the Christmassy stuff. Ooh. Does that have gold on it on the inside? Not really. Not really. Okay. I keep looking for some paper. Keep looking for some pretty paper. If we could find a paper to do that little flag in. I think it needs to be a blue or maybe a pinkish. What does that look like? I think that's the wrong color blue. Ooh, the back? No. This is the long part. It's just kind of looking through papers and trying to figure out what would look good, what fits. That might be pretty. Doesn't go with our candle theme. I think I just need to look for some blues. Ooh, there's a pretty stripe. Y'all are probably like, that's ugly. What are you doing? That doesn't match. Sometimes you just gotta go with the vision. Go with a vision. Okay, what was this? This is 2 by 3.5. Let's cut this one down. You don't even warn anymore. I forget to look up and see the comments. 2. Let's make this into a, where's my scissors? Let's get my little scissors out. See if we can turn this into a flag. I probably should hold that one up to it and trim it to match. It's a little long. We'll go this trick. Everyone says this is the perfect way to make a little tail. I still can't do it right. I still mess them up. That worked. That worked. Yeah. She does. And then when she does look up, she goes back for like several minutes. And then I'm even thinking, am I on the time delay or is she on the time delay? Like, which one of us is delayed? I love hanging out on her channel. Everyone over there is just so nice and friendly and fun to be around. Okay. Wish I had like a little piece of cake or something that looked like frosting to ground these. Maybe we don't need these. Maybe we're just doing a happy birthday banner. Let's see. No. There we go. Let me put this on here and we'll trim off the edge. Can even use maybe this piece down here. And this piece could even go over here. I think that's looking cute. Hey, Miss Juju. You just woke up. Yeah. Yeah, we said Juju 3 times and she appeared. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, let's stick this one down. I am free-forming it tonight. Crafting on a whim. Just pulling out stuff and seeing what we can come up with. That's right. No plan, no thoughts, no ideas. Do we like the medallion or the stripes? I like the color of the stripes better, but I like the design of the medallion. I think we're not going to use the I think we're going to go this way, and we'll pop these up, start putting some dimension on it. Whew. I'm getting hot. I'm getting warm up in here. And then, happy birthday. We just put a couple on this end, and we'll glue the other side since it's going to be over the flag. Go. Oh, I glued it to my glass mat. There we go. And then that'll go on our card. And I think with some bling, that's cute. Just kind of the lace doilies, little bit of color on it. Go. I don't know that goes on the inside now, so I'm going to set that aside. My whole goal was to use that up, and I didn't. I don't think I have the right pieces, but I kind of like this, so we're all right. We're okay. Now let me put an insert inside this. Hey, Allie. Oh, no. When did you try your live, Allie? Was it, oh, tonight at 7? I wasn't even looking to know to go on. What didn't go very well? You got Juju in here. She can tell you all the ins and outs. She's good at this. Let's see. I missed something. What? Okay, hold on. I got to scroll back up. Yeah, Lori is in Puerto Rico. Did you guess that, Rosa? I got it when she put up the picture of that fort or whatever it is. My friend was in Costa Rica many, many years ago, and she took almost that same picture, so I kind of knew then. Your camera wasn't working? Now let's see. This might be where some of these little hearts would go in. We got those little pearl hearts. I think those are too small. I think I need bigger bling. So let me look in my bling book. See what I can pull out here. Were you using your, let's see, your camera on your phone was the wrong way and you couldn't see the comments. Yeah. I've got my phone up here and then I've got my computer over to the side. That's the only way I can see the comments. It's processing now. I bet it did not go as bad as you think it is. I think we're all of our own worst critics. I bet it was not as bad as you think. It might have felt awkward, but I bet it wasn't bad. Okay, let me lay out some bling options and y'all tell me what you think. I think this one really needs to jazz up because it's a little plain. Little plain Jane. Are these the right colors? Those blues might work. Ooh, and then there's these. Those are kind of this. These are really iridescent and they just pick up a lot of the colors around. Yeah, it's awkward to have two different devices, the one that is your camera and the one that you're like communicating on or talking on. But I think that's about the only way to do it. To have a good setup where your camera can be over your work space. See here. I think I'm leaning toward these. Anybody saying no? Yeah. And Marty says to look up now and then. Let's see. Set the tablet up but could not see anything and would not let me record on my phone. I do know what... one thing I read in all the stuff trying to figure it out is pretty much every woman saying you either need a webcam or your phone to do the video. You can do the other stuff on a laptop and that kind of thing, but a webcam or a phone are really the only two ways to do it instead of a tablet. Most people were saying the tablet didn't work to record. That was after I decided I was going to do it. I started reading everybody's stuff and looking at all the help things, trying to figure out what to do. And that was the general consensus that I kept hearing. Kept reading. Oh, come on now. I got a big one. Those two are little. Let's put a big one over here on this side. I think that's pretty. It's not a real blingy or fancy card, but I think that's pretty. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. I just think I'm probably going to have to pull out some of my cardstock that matches this for me to be able to do this justice. So I'm going to lay it aside, even though I thought I was going to. I've got two of them. I don't know where my other one is. I've lost it already. It's in here. I thought I was going to use those tonight, but I don't think I am. I think they're going to live in the box another few days. And then, let's see. Do I have anything else? I think I want one more birthday card. Let me see if I can do something else real quick. See if I can figure out another birthday card. That's a big, nice piece of vellum. That would be pretty. Oh, there was a really pretty piece of paper I pulled out a while ago. I like that. I love blue. That's one of my favorite colors. Where's that floral paper? Right there. I wonder if we could do something with the floral and maybe the vellum over it. And then wishing you the best. Let's tag this. Let's flag this one. No. There we go. And then let's see if there's any of these floral pieces that would work with it to go on the top. Here's my match. Those are kind of the same. Ooh, that looks kind of like those flowers. That's a pretty good little match. Let's see, what's this green? And then some greenery. Let's see if we can build something with maybe those pieces. Anything else in there looks similar? Ooh, that's a pretty little one. It's the right style, but it's the wrong color. So mine isn't landscape. Mine is portrait. I wasn't able to figure that out. Lori tried to tell me. Okay, gotcha. Make sure that it is in landscape when you set it up on poll in settings. It's an icon on the screen. I'm gonna have to look for that one too. I never could find it either. And yeah, don't give up, Allie. Keep trying. In fact, if you ever want to like practice and just go live and let us be in there with you to give you to see what people are seeing on the other side and give you a chance to set everything up with us in there as friends helping you, I'll be glad to do that. Because I think that's the most intimidating part is you hit that live button and then you don't really know. You're just kind of out there to the world and you don't know if anybody's going to come in and tell you what's going on or. Let's see. All right. Let me finish this card up. Let's cut this one to the front. I've already got a card front that's close to those colors. Where are my fronts? I could put behind that, do a double layer. I got busy thinking about your live and now I've forgotten what I was making with my cards. I forgot what I was doing. Let's see. I have a whole bunch of fronts somewhere cut. They're just different colors. Are they in here? Yep. See if I can find a color to go behind this. Like the pink. Ooh, let's use that one. Will that work? That one may already be cut too small. Yeah, that one's too small. I like that purple too. I think we're going with the purple. The other night I was getting set up and I didn't intend to hit ooh, the Notes of Spring. Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch it. I bet you did good. The other night I had my phone set up, but I didn't intend to hit go live yet. I was just trying to get everything set up and I accidentally hit go live. And so I was live for like, a good minute and a half before I ever realized it. And I had to stop it and delete it really quick because I have no idea what I was saying or doing during that time, what was being shown on the camera. My phone just went live by itself. Hey, Bonnie. Welcome in. So glad y'all are hanging out with me. There we go. I like that. I'm trying to finish up one last birthday card. And then I'm probably going to have to sit here and clean up my mess while Juju goes live because I have made a mess. I've strewn everything out. Let's see if I can put this on there now. I think that knocks it back really pretty. And then what's going to be our top layer? Just some flowers. I think I just like the purple. With that. And then we can shape this one and put it kind of on the middle for some dimension. This little single one. There we go. So, how can I pop that up? Let me glue these pieces on, and then I'll put the dimensionals behind them to hide it. That, where'd my little one go? Yeah. I got that crooked. Marty's hanging out on the corner again. Yeah, shape that flower. Shape that paper. Whew. And then, now that I've got all that attached, I can put my foam behind it to help pop it up. And I'm going to go with this stuff. Since I'm not going to be able to put it everywhere, I want this to stick up really good. Ooh, that don't break. That's got to cut. Ooh, crumble cookies. We had one for a while and then it went out, and I don't know why. I was spending a lot of money at that place. I don't know why it didn't last. We're very fortunate. We've got a lot of like little local bakeries and stuff. And so some of the big chain stuff doesn't work. We just got a nothing bundt cake. And I'm really hoping it'll stay in. But like I said, we've got at least 3 local bakeries here in town that do wonderful cakes and stuff. Allie, this is an old piece that I just pulled out of my stash. So last night and tonight, I'm just pulling things out that are taking up space that I need to kind of get out. So I have no idea what it is. It's old, I can tell you that much. There's a lot in my stash that I really have no idea what it is, and some of it where it came from. Back during COVID, I started getting into paper crafts, and I bought a lot of my stuff off of Marketplace. And there was one lady who had passed away, and her daughter was cleaning out the house, getting ready to sell it. And she literally put on Facebook Marketplace this box, and she just took a picture of the box and said $25, random craft supplies, $25. And I saw in the box like Stampin' Up stamp packages. And I thought, well, for $25, let me get that and see what it is. So I bought the box, and I put together out of that probably maybe 10 full sets of Stampin' Up stamps that had just been thrown. I can imagine what happened. The daughter just came in and swooped everything off into a box, and it all got messed around. So I contacted the daughter and I said, well, first, you're greatly underpricing this stuff. And second, I got bits and pieces that didn't make a complete set. So I would love a chance to buy whatever else you sell so I could see if I could make those sets together. And so she contacted me and she said, I got another box. I'll do it for $25. And when I saw it, I said, you're really underpricing that. I said, this is at least this is a $50 box. She said, I don't care. I just need everything gone. So I probably bought that lady's craft room $25 a box. And I probably bought 3 or 4 boxes. But you would not believe the punches, the paper, the ink, the stamp sets. I mean, I literally got tons of vintage Stampin' Up stuff for an amazing deal. And so all that to say, I've got a bunch of stuff that I don't even know where it came from. It just came from her clear out. Let's see. And that up till that time, I had been buying my paper and ink at Hobby Lobby. And when I got her stuff is when I started getting rid of everything else and just keeping the Stampin' Up paper and ink, because I saw how good it was. I just fell in love with it. Let's see. Those are purple, but they might be too dark of a purple. I'm looking for something purplish. That's about all of my purple. Let me pull out just some rhinestones. We could do just rhinestones. That might be pretty. If I can find my rhinestones. Ooh, these might be good. They're a really, really pale aqua. They just look like a teardrop or a raindrop. Okay, while I'm putting this on it, let's see. You got your lab and your doctor visit last 2 weeks. She wants you to go back in 3 months. Hopefully changing the prescriptions around will help. Yeah. Still spazzing. Oh, Marty, I'm glad you got some answers. You and Bonnie both. Me too, Allie. I love punches. I thought I was going to be a dye girl. I really liked dyes in the beginning. I thought I was going to like the dyes, but I really like punches. They're so much easier. They're harder to store, but they're really easy. Those are stuck together. Let's see. This might get several of these because I would love to use them up. Nah, that's too many. It would look like chicken pox if I put all those on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do an odd number. There we go. Here. That is not at all what I had envisioned when I started, but I'm glad I got to use those pieces. Now I need to put an insert in it. I'm a sucker for a punch or a die. Like whenever I have accidentally duplicated an order or bought twice, it's been a die or a punch because I see it and I think, oh, that's just so wonderful. I could do so many things with it. And then, get it home and realize I've already got it. That was that's overhanging a little bit. I need to trim it. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. There we go. All right, we did good tonight. We did 5 cards. We did 2 birthday. There they are. I really like those. And then we used those fronts, the butterfly fronts in the beginning and made the gold ones. And those are really, really, really pretty. So I'm happy with tonight. I am happy with it. And we used up 1 partial piece of ephemera that we got to throw away. Come out of there. I want to keep the butterflies at least up a little bit. There we go. And then the last one. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Cards that we can either use. I don't know if I've said this. Any cards that I don't use, I sell them on Whatnot, but I also will donate to our local nursing home. I'll take them up there. And then I volunteer as a court-appointed special advocate for kids in foster care. And we've got a foster home house. And so I take little gift bags and, treat boxes and anything that I make and can't use fast enough, I'll take up there for the parents to use for the foster kids. So it's never a waste to make cards and product and things like this because they will get used. Yes. This was from a paper pumpkin. Was it last year? I just know I've had it in my stash a long time. Yeah. But finally got to use those 3. I think I gave that paper pumpkin to my niece and she did some stuff with it and didn't take the kit home, and these were left out of it. So that's how I wound up with those. She comes over and crafts with me some, and we'll open up a paper pumpkin, and I'll just let her do whatever she wants to with it, make stuff for her and her friends, and then she usually takes home the stamps and the ink, and any of the parts and pieces I just stick into my thing. So I'm beginning to see the milk jug board. I need to know how to make it without the board. I've not looked that up yet. Bonnie, you may have to start. Do you do lives, Bonnie? You may have to do a live and show me how to do the milk jug, because those are cute. Those little square with the little tab on the top. Those are so cute. So awesome. Thank y'all for being here. I can't, what is the milk jug? Let's see. I don't have anything. You know the milk jugs like we used to get when we were in school that were square, and had the little kind of a ridge at the top, and you'd push them open and stick your straw in, or you could drink out of them. Is that making sense? There's the board. We are memory keepers. Now has one of those punch boards that helps you make the milk jugs. Y'all know what a punch board is, right? Milk carton. Yeah, milk carton. Yeah. But I've seen people make them. I've seen them make them for years, but I don't know how to make them. So I need someone to teach me, or else I'm going to have to buy that punch board. I'm a sucker for a good board. I've got the gift box and the envelope. Seems like I got one other. I've got several of the punch boards. A couple of them are Stampin' Up. They may all be Stampin' Up. I don't know. But I'm a sucker for a good board. But you know the shadow box board that makes the little shadow box frame? One of the Stampin' Up demonstrators has out a free template of how to make that without the board. And so when they came out with that punch board, I thought, oh, I got to have it because I love making that. But then I started thinking, I've got a template and I can make it by hand. You got the board for the shadow box? I, that one tempted me. I did hold back, but that one did. That took some self restraint. Yeah, Bonnie, you'll have to share that with us because I would love to make those little milk cartons. It As a school teacher, that always speaks to me. Like I just want to, I don't know, anything that's school teacherish or schoolish, the apples, the milk cartons, chalkboards, all that stuff. Just this, I'm just gaga for it. Still am. Still am. Whew. All right. I'm going to start trying to straighten up and get my parts and pieces back together. We made a little bit of a dent, but man, I've got two. Sit this, y'all can see it. I've got two of these shoebox tubs of what I call my parts and pieces, things that need to just be used. And I want to start emptying them out. I would love to be able to use these tubs for something else. And then I've got another one of these that's just 6x6 paper, old 6x6 paper that's not in any kind of wrapping that I need to start using as well. But, okay, I think we got 30 minutes before Miss Juju takes the airwaves. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to clean up my space, get me a Diet Dr. Pepper, and head to bed so that I can watch watch Miss Juju and what she gets into tonight. Yes, I need to plug this in real quick or I won't be able to see what Juju is doing. Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to make a plug for something. If there are any of y'all in here that are not watching, hold on, let me stop my alarm. It's 9:30. It's time for me to go to bed. If y'all don't know Miss Juju, she's the Crafting on the Back 40. Is she gone? Yeah, Crafting on the Back 40. Follow her channel. She goes live at 10 o'clock Central Time. And you will find Miss Allie and Bonnie and see, Rosa was in here earlier. You'll find a lot of us watching Miss Juju at 10 o'clock. And we talked about Miss Lori. She is Lori. I don't remember the name of her channel. Late Night Lori is what I call her, but that's not the name of her channel. She usually goes live after that, but I think she is on vacation for a while. So, yep. Really enjoyed seeing all y'all. Have a good night, and I will see y'all in just a little bit. Bye, friends.